I'm Halie Berry with the daily Utah Chronicle, and I'm here with Kim Brenneisen, who is the sports editor of the daily Utah Chronicle, and she's been covering the Utes for the past 2 years. So let's talk about this game and the expectations going into it. What do you think was on Coach Whittingham's mind?
Well, I think he wanted to see more out of Troy Williams today. I mean, he had 163 passing yards, but it wasn't phenomenal. There wasn't that deep shot that I wanted to see. And I don't know, everyone was pretty timid during this game. Washington's the number 4 team in the country. I think they really wanted to get this win, but I don't know, something was off today. I don't think things were clicking in the first half. They barely got that field goal off at the last second. So it was just a weird game.
We're still in control of our chances to get to the championship game. There's nothing derailed there. We don't need any help. It comes down to a 3-game season now. We've got to take them one at a time, obviously, but if we're able to win out, then we'll face these guys again, most likely.
Let's talk about Troy Williams. What do you think was going through his mind? Because he seemed to struggle with passing and play choices.
He wanted to prove something to the Washington squad. He wanted to tell them, like, hey, this is what you're missing out. But he didn't know how to go about doing it. So he was timid. He didn't want to throw an interception. He didn't want to fumble the ball. He was being very timid, and I don't know, he wasn't doing what he typically does during the game. Granted, he didn't throw an interception. He didn't fumble the ball. He didn't turn it over.
And in the second half, they were able to get things kind of rolling for themselves. More of passing, you were seeing more passing than you were rushing from Joe Williams. Mm-hmm. And what do you think was the key to the defense and kind of holding Washington? Because we've seen them in a lot of games where they have blown out their opponent. What do you think was working for the defense to kind of hold Washington?
Washington hasn't faced a defense like Utah's this entire season. They haven't played a game they haven't played a team overall like Utah this entire season. Utah's defense is always really, really great. Obviously, they held them to 31 points. Washington's known for high-scoring games. Utah also held Cal, another high-scoring Pac-12 team, to a low amount of points. So I think the Utah defense just has it together. But again, those penalties killed them. And that's what happened in the UCLA game. It's what's happening all of this season. And it's frustrating to watch them get these pass interference calls, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, you know how to play the game.
Within those lines of where they are getting all of those penalties, what do you think that they need to work on as far as improving on those and not having as many?
They just need to play a clean game. They know right from wrong, obviously. And I think they also need to keep making those big momentum changer plays like Chase Hansen. He got that interception and he returned it to the Washington 19-yard line. And that was a big momentum changer. Like, the energy was fleeting, Rice Eccles. You could tell that the fans were into it. I mean, Washington I don't know if they were about to score a touchdown, but they were already leading 14-0. They could have easily gone up 21-0, but Chase Hansen made it so we actually got some points on the board versus Washington getting some points on the board. So I think the defense just needs more big plays like that. And also the Utah offense needs to help contribute to that, because plenty of times in the past, the Utah offense hasn't been able to capitalize on turnovers. They did somewhat okay today, but they still need to do a little bit more.
They go into a bye week, then they face Arizona State. What do you think Utah needs to kind of plan for where they have this extra long break to kind of prepare for them?
I think this break comes at the best time it could this season, because win or lose this game, it would have had a dramatic impact on the team. If they win, they just beat the number 4 team in the country. That's going to be a really high. Like, they're not going to know what to do with themselves. And so if they win, they take that week, and the win, the high of it, it goes away. If they lose, which they did today, they can learn from this loss, and the loss won't have that hangover effect that hangover effect has had on the team within this season. I mean, you saw it against BYU. They came off with this really dramatic win, but then against, who did they play next? Was it San Jose State?
Yes.
They didn't play so well in the first quarter. They let San Jose State get a lot of yards that they probably shouldn't have. So again, the bye week comes at the best possible time, and this Washington loss doesn't affect the team as much as it does in the standings, as you would think. I mean, Washington isn't in the South, Washington's in the North, so the Utes do still control their own destiny, but they need to be prepared for that ASU game, and I think the bye week will help them just get over this loss and what happened today.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us, and we'll see you next week.